So we're going to talk about Roman numeral 5 in your outline, which is chromosomes. There are some terms that you guys should understand. This is the first term, letter A, homologous chromosomes. So you know that you inherit your DNA from your mother and your father, and the chromosomes, right, are going to be paired. So you're going to inherit one of the chromosomes. This example calls this chromosome number 11. So it's chromosome number 11. Your chromosomes are actually named numbered 1 through 22, and then there's X and Y. So this is chromosome 11 from your mother. This is chromosome 11 from your father. So your chromosomes, you have two chromosomes, number 11. And one is from your mom, one is from your dad. So we call this maternal chromosome and your paternal chromosome. Now, the genes that are on your mother's chromosome are going to be different than the genes on your father's chromosome in terms of what kind of genes there are. So for example, I have eye color, right? So the gene for eye color will be on your mom's chromosome in the same spot that will be on your dad's chromosome because these chromosomes are similar. But your mom's gene may code for brown eyes and your dad's gene may code for blue eyes. So you'll learn later on that the term for these different variations of the same gene is called an allele. For right now, we're just going to introduce the term homologous chromosome. So the relationship between your maternal and your paternal chromosome is homologous. They are not identical, right? Because the language that spells out brown is not going to be the same code or language that spells out blue. However, the gene for eye color will be in the same spot or the same location. So the chromosomes are very, very similar, right? Because they're going to contain the same genes in the same locations, but the variations of those genes or the alleles are going to be different. So what's the relationship between these two chromosomes? They are homologous. Okay, so for every one of your chromosomes, you have a homologous pair. Now let's look at letter B, the term haploid and diploid. So in your cells, in your body, if you think about all the cells in your body, which are basically somatic cells, this word down here, your skin cells, your liver cells, your fat cells, they all have one set of chromosomes from your mom, one set of chromosomes from your dad. So they're all going to have, each one of those will have its homologous pair. You have 46 of those chromosomes in each one of your cells. And that is what diploid means. Diploid means a cell containing both copies of all chromosomes, or every chromosome has its homolog, right? So the shorthand for a diploid cell is going to be 2N. The N refers to the number of different chromosomes that we have. So for humans, right, our N is going to be 23 because we have 23 different kinds of chromosomes. They're numbered 1 through 22, and then the 23rd is X or Y. And a diploid cell has 2 of them, right, because it has the pair within that cell. So a diploid cell is abbreviated 2N, and it's going to have 46 chromosomes for a human cell. Haploid is going to be half that number. So a haploid cell is going to be a cell containing only one homolog of the pair. So you can think of it as just the left sock or the left shoe, right? The right one is not there anymore. And so that's going to be abbreviated or represented by the letter N. So N for humans, again, is 23, right? 2N is 46. So what kind of cells are haploid? What kind of cells only have half the normal number of chromosomes? That's going to be your gametes, your egg and your sperm. Because when you create an egg or a sperm, that cell, which is a gamete, is fated to fuse together, right? So an egg cell is going to be fused with a sperm cell, and that's going to create a zygote, which is going to be the beginning of a new organism, that first initial cell, which is going to be 2N. So zygotes are 2N, right? The fusion of an egg and sperm. The definition of zygote is actually a fertilized egg. So that's going to be 2N. So in order to have the correct number of chromosomes, your gametes have to have just have one homolog, right? All right, so hopefully that makes sense. And then let's look at this next picture here. So this is a nice letter D on your outline. This is a word karyotype. Okay, so A karyotype is a picture of all of your chromosomes inside of a cell, and they can put it together with a computer program. They can put different colors on it and match them up with a homolog. So you can see this is 2 chromosome 1s, right? This is a diploid cell. Every single chromosome has its homologous pair, and they are numbered based on their length. So chromosome number 1 is the longest, chromosome number 22 is the shortest, and then there's your sex chromosomes X and Y. So the name for the chromosomes 1 through 22 is autosome. So if you look at letter C in your outline, the word autosome is any chromosome that's not involved in sex determination. So all of these chromosomes contain lots of information to make who you are, your genes, your enzymes, but they don't determine sex, if you're going to be male or female. That is going to be the job of the X and Y chromosomes. So these chromosomes are, the ones that determine sex. And so those are called sex chromosomes. So let's take a look at the combinations of the sex chromosomes. If you inherit an X and a Y, as you see in this picture, that is going to code for male. If you inherit 2 X's, that is a female. All right, so let's take a look at another karyotype here. So this is going to be another male, correct? We have an X and a Y. And we can see all of the images here. All of the autosomes, 1 through 22, and the sex chromosomes. Here is another couple of karyotypes. They're black and white. What's the sex of this patient here? Well, we can see we have 2 X's, so we are a female, right? This patient's female. And is there anything strange here? So it turns out, if you look carefully, look at chromosome number 21. This one has 3 chromosomes 21. This is known as trisomy 21. So if you look at letter D, I do have this example. When you take a karyotype, the reason why these exist is to get a snapshot of the big picture of your chromosomes, look for any abnormalities, any breakages, any extra chromosomes, missing chromosomes, which do happen. And this one is a very sort of common chromosomal mistake called a non-disjunction. We'll get there. But this is called trisomy 21. It manifests in Down syndrome. All right, so this is another concept check for you. Remember that you're doing these and handing them in to me if you want extra credit. All right, so we're going to pick up with this in just the next segment.